How to configure Amazon Elastic File System (EFS) as a central storage location for web servers. Learning objective. Learn to configure Amazon Elastic File System (EFS) to serve files for Apache web servers. Log on to your AWS Management Console and click on EFS. Click on Create File System. Provide the name as My EFS and click on Create. In a while your EFS will be available and ready to use. Meanwhile, open the console on a different tab and click on EC2 Services. Now scroll down and click on Security Groups. Click on Create Security Group and let's start off with a security group for our web server. Give it a suitable name and description and move to Inbound Rules. Here, since we are using a Linux instance, click on Add Rule, add an SSH rule and HTTP rule. Set the source to anywhere IPv4 for both. Now click on Create Security Group and now your security group is ready. Scroll down on the left pane to Network and Security and click on Security Groups. Next, click on Create Security Group. Give a suitable name and description for your security group. Scroll down to Inbound Rules. Click on Add Rule. Choose the type as NFS. Protocol, TCP, port range, 2049, this is default. Source becomes the security group associated with the created Linux web server instance. Scroll to Outbound Rules and check the default all traffic value under type. Now go ahead and create the security group. Now create an Amazon Linux web server instance and name it as Web Server EFS. Use the same EFS Web Server SG that we created for the Linux instance. Take note of the subnet too. To know how to create an Amazon EC2 Linux instance, visit our previous video. Link is provided in the description below. Go to the EFS console. Select the file system created. Click on View Details. Scroll down and select Network. Click on Manage. Here all the ISAs from the present region are listed along with the security groups. The default selection is Default SG. Click on the X and remove the default security group. Search and add the custom security group created previously. Click on Save. Now go back to your created instance and connect to it using your SSH client. We have used PuTTY here. Connect using PuTTY and enter the commands respectively. In PuTTY, copy the IP address of your instance, and paste it in the host name tab and save the session. Now in the left click on SSH and then click on Auth. Now browse for the key that you used with your instance and open. Log in as EC2 user. The commands have been given for easy access in the description below. These are the commands to use while you SSH into the instance. Here, initially Amazon fsutils package which has fsmount helper is installed. Following that Apache server is installed and started. After the utility installation is complete, a directory is made for the mount point on Apache web server and the directory is changed to HTML. The file system is then mounted onto the directory, and the directory is changed to the mount point. Permissions are changed and HTML is loaded in. To check, Copy the DNS name of your web server instance and add fs/new mp/webaptor/hello.html to the DNS name. Run this URL and you should be able to access the HTML file. Now proceed to create one more Linux web server instance in a different subnet than the first one. Make sure the same security group is associated to this instance. SSH into the instance and repeat the same install utils. Install Apache Web Server, create mount point directory and mount it. To check, copy the DNS name of your second web server instance and add fs/new mp/webaptor/hello.html to the DNS name. Run this URL and you should be able to access the HTML file. Close both sessions, terminate the instances and delete the Elastic file system if you no longer need them. Thank you. If you want to know more about various AWS services and AWS certification courses, reach out to us on the following links.